Hey friends, Jeff here with missionmusician.com and mixpractice.com. Have another video for you today in the 31 mix tips in 31 days, so let's get to it. All right, today I want to talk about editing and cleaning up tracks. So what's the big deal about it? Well, if you have cleaner tracks, it's much easier to mix, and it's easier on your computer as well. So let me kind of just jump right in and show you what I mean. So I have a drum track here. Let's see, kick, snare, toms, hi-hat, overheads, and a room. Okay, so what I like to do is find the tom hits and start cleaning up the audio to the tom hits, right? So I'll go through and let me kind of zoom in here. All right, so right there is a tom hit. And I put a little fade in before. I'll break it here. Put a little fade in there. So I go through the whole tom track and do that, right? Now, I guess I should have prefaced this whole thing with saying that if the tom has a nice resonance where I don't mind the bleed, I'll keep it in. But for the most part, I'm taking it out. So I'll go through the whole track, right, and find the tom hits and just do that through the whole track and clean up all of my tom tracks. That's how I'll start. Okay, then I'll go through and I will start to clean up. You know, you can see here there's some flubs or little string noises. Let me zoom in here. All right, so there's some little noise there. So I will just clean this up. Same thing with the guitars. Where something's not playing, I'm going to get rid of any audio there. Here's another example. So these guitars don't come in till here. So I will just break the audio and get rid of it. And put some little fades in there so we don't get any clicks or pops. So I'll go through the whole track, right, and do this. So you may be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal about that? So what? Well, one, it's going to give you cleaner tracks. You're not going to hear any lip smacks between vocal takes, ruffling of papers if someone is reading, or using paper to, or using what I want to say, a lyric sheet. You won't hear any of that, because once you start putting compression on, you'll be surprised what pops up in the mix. So this is what I would do, right? I would go through and, here's an example of the vocal. I'd get rid of all of this. Now, I'm not being really careful right here, but when I do a vocal, I will literally zoom in really tight to make sure, that I'm not cutting off any little kind of cool breath or something like that. So I will, I'll really raise this track up and make sure that I'm not cutting anything off. Oops.
I tried.
Right, so I would just bring this in and do a little fade. Okay, so what this also does is once you get rid of all these audio clips here, the computer doesn't know that there's not a waveform here. It just sees this as audio all the way through. So if you clean that up, it's not going to see this as audio now, and it is going to free your resources up. It's not going to tax your computer as hard. Now, when you don't have a lot of tracks, that's not really that big of a deal. But when you're mixing a lot of tracks, it's kind of a huge deal, especially when you start putting on reverb sends and things like that. you know, it starts to become a big deal. Just when you're doing this, you know, I'm just kind of haphazardly doing this as I'm talking. Always remember to put in fades, right? You don't want to not put in fades wherever you cut or break audio, because you will get clips or clicks. Sorry, I'm just preoccupied with cleaning up these tracks. So you'll get clicks and pops if you don't put fades in there where you break the audio. That's kind of what causes that. Okay, so that's it for this mix tip. Got some really cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like these videos, and I'll see you in another one real soon. Bye-bye.